Software is another term for the programs in your computer. So software isn't something that you can touch. You can't point to it and say, that's my software. The software is just something that's stored in the physical components or the pieces of hardware in your computer. So the three different types of software that we are going to learn about are our low-level device drivers. These are programs that let us talk with the hardware, so things like your keyboard or your mouse. The operating system is another type of software. And finally, our applications. So starting with our operating system, this is the really large program that lets us control how our applications or our apps interact with the hardware. So our apps that you download from the internet or that you create can't just automatically start working with your CPU and your RAM and your hard drive. They need to use the operating system to communicate and connect with those pieces of hardware. So anytime that you want to access a file, whether you are looking at what's in it, so reading it, or writing, so adding some data to that file, or creating a brand new file, you use your operating system to do that. Our operating system is stored in either our hard drive or our solid state drive, depending on what you have. So it's there when your computer's off, it's there when your computer's running, it just stays there all the time. But when you turn your computer on and it boots up, the boot up program copies your operating system into the RAM. So then you have a copy of your operating system in the RAM and in your hard drive or SSD. The reason we copy your operating system to the RAM is the RAM is a lot faster to work with, and we want our operating system to run quickly. So we copy all the instructions that are stored in the operating system program into the RAM so then our CPU can read them really quickly and follow them. All right, our next type of software is our device drivers. And our device drivers work with devices. So things that you can plug into your computer, like your keyboard, your mouse, a joystick, a camera that plugs in that's separate. Any kind of device that you are plugging into your computer has a device driver, so a program that works with that specific device, and it tells the operating system what input you're giving it. So for example, when you plug in your keyboard to your computer and then you press on a key, that physical motion of pressing on the key on the keyboard goes through the wire that connects to your computer, and then your device driver interprets it and knows what key you just pressed, and it tells the operating system. So the device driver's job is just to figure out what input you created and to tell the operating system that input. All right, our last type of software is our applications, our apps. And these are the ones that you're really familiar with. They're things like Google Chrome or Safari, things like Zoom. You're going to be creating your own apps a little bit later in this class. And all of your apps that you download onto your computer are stored on your hard drive or SSD, just like the operating system. So we store them there so that when we power off our computer, they're still there and we don't lose them. But just like the operating system, when we want to run them, we copy them into the RAM so that we can run them quickly.